Hi everyone, it's been a little while since I did a video, so I thought I'd put one together very quickly to show what I've been up to. So probably about 2 months ago now, the Middle-earth Battle Company's book came out, and it's a slightly different way of playing Lord of the Rings strategy battle game, in that you use a small company of men, starting off probably with about 5 or 6, and it adds in more of a RPG element to it, where you can build up your characters with different upgrades. You can build your battle company, your mini warband, recruiting new people, losing people along the way if they die, playing out different scenarios. So the games can be a lot quicker, and having played probably about a handful now, it's become quite obvious that it's a very different way of playing. Whereas with the regular strategy battle game, if you're playing for 700-800 points, you're likely to come across monsters and wizards who can shut down large sections of the game. Of course, obviously they've got quite high points value, so the lower the points, the less likely that they're going to come up. The majority of battle companies are weighted at around 50 points, so they start off with no access to magic, no access to monsters, and can start off very basic. So what I've worked on is, in White Dwarf recently they released the Erebor and Dale Battle Company, and I've quite liked the look of the Erebor stuff, and I had a box of Warriors of Dale, so I thought I'd give them a go because they're relatively cheap to pull together, because as you go through and play in the game, different units can get experience, and that can be spent on upgrading one model to another. And of course with these, because it's quite a limited range for Erebor and Dale, there's no expensive upgrades that you need, there's no expensive metal models, there's nothing which is out of production, it's all quite simple. It is, as you've got here, Warriors of Dale, Warriors of Erebor, and Grimhammers. That's it, that's all you need for an entire battle company. So the basic battle company that you start off with, you'd normally start with 6. So you've got 2 Warriors of Erebor with axe and shield, and I tried a different way of painting the faces on these, and I do really like how they've come out. I started with a brown undercoat and then layered up the flesh colours, whereas normally I'd just chuck on the flesh and chuck on a wash and then highlight. It's worked really well. You also get a Warrior of Erebor with spear. What's that? Sort of smudge of brown paint on his spear. Oh well, didn't notice that. So these are quite good. These are tough units. They are defense 6 basic, 7 with a shield, so they're quite hard to kill. They are only strength 3, but they're fight 4, which against most other battle companies is quite good, because most base units are only fight 3. So if you tie your dice when you're rolling to see who wins the combat, you win with the high fight value, which is very handy. So you start off with 3 of them, and you start off with 3 Warriors of Dale. One with a spear and shield. The faces on these were a bit more difficult to paint because of the positioning of the helmets. One with sword and shield, and of course all the Dale warriors are equipped with swords, so it's very handy for feinting because the dwarves don't have them. And one with Erebor bow, which is a strength 3 bow, and can be very handy. Ooh, I think the light's playing up a bit there. So you start off with these 6. You pick 3 to be your heroes. 1 is a lieutenant and 2 as sergeants. The lieutenant is, for all intents and purposes, your general, and whenever a scenario includes general kill points or anything along those lines, that's the individual you want to target. So when I started off, I picked, quite tactically, first game I picked the bowman as my general, which was a stupid mistake, because some of the scenarios require you to get more kills with your general than your enemy, which if you're using a bow, and these are only defense 4 base, so only go up to defense 5 with a shield, so he's very, very squishy. But what I've been doing in other games that I've played since, I've picked one of the dwarves with shield as my general, another dwarf with shield as a sergeant, and then the bowman as a sergeant. Simply because having the might on the bow can be quite handy for those situations where you really need to get a kill. So that's the base company. And actually I should say, talking of bases, these bases are by generation shift. They are the Broken White City bases, which I've kind of gone for a grey ruin type look. I thought of going for like a more beige coloured Dale, but excuse me, it doesn't really fit in with some of the terrain I've been making. So in terms of upgrade options, the Warriors of Dale can't upgrade into anything, so they just stay as Warriors of Dale. They can spend their experience on... Can they get special rules? I don't think they can. Can't remember off the top of my head. I'll have to double check it. But the dwarves, if you want to upgrade them, they upgrade into Grimhammers. Now these guys, two-handed pick hammers, and the try to do is a little bit different. This one's got a blue wash over the armour to try and make it look a little bit different, because again the GW colour schemes, this one's got green. GW colour scheme for it's a bit dark, but it's just very dark black armour, black grey armour. It's not very nice, it just looks a bit boring. So that's what I've been working on. I've got a couple of others going along, because of course as you go through the game your company earns experience, and once you get experience you can buy reinforcements. So I need a few more models here and there. I've also got this Grimhammer Captain, and he's meant to be armed with a pick hammer like his men, but I thought to try and make him stand out a little bit, I had a leftover mattock from a goat. What are they? Iron Hills Goat Riders. So I had a leftover mattock. I thought, you know what? He would look awesome with a mattock. So there you go. In the game it does the same thing. It can piercing strike, or it can, I think it's bash. So it's only a cosmetic change. It doesn't affect anything. Oh, God, this light is driving me crazy. I need to get a daylight bulb. Well, actually, I need to get a new light, because this is an LED light that doesn't have a daylight LED, if that makes sense. But that's the most recent project I've been working on. I'll do another video very shortly on some of the terrain I've been making. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.